So when I first saw this, I was like, you know what? This has to be AI. No way Ross Creations would do something like this and post it on the internet, because you know these days they do crazy shit with AI. So we got a new asshole today. And he's not just an asshole for what he did, but he's a piece of shit, and it's not somebody that I ever thought I'd be talking like this about. Ross Creations, one of the most respected and loved comedy prank channels on the internet, right? For all those years making comedy videos and pranking people, but not harassing them, but making people laugh with him, which is what comedy is all about. Well, he's been known for years and built up a reputation, right? And after years of making all that content that people loved, he just threw it out the window like an asshole for doing something really bad and posting it. Apparently, he thought it was a good idea to set up a booby trap to fuck with critters that we all love, right? Post it on the internet for views and think it's a fucking joke. Wait until I show you this shit.
Pranksters are more hated than the common cold, but for the longest time there was always one prankster people would say bucks the trend of just going out and harassing people and actually does like clever, fun pranks that are both enjoyable for viewers, and even the people who get pranked usually end up laughing. And that was Ross Creations.
My first thought was they have to be talking about the wrong guy.
But with his latest super stinker, nobody's laughing. It's actually done a big number on his reputation, put a huge blemish there, and a lot of people are extremely upset with him. It's pretty easy to understand why.
As they say though, there's a first time for everything. Today we're talking about a YouTuber that I'm sure a lot of you guys love, and what exactly we're talking about is probably going to change your thoughts on this guy in a way that will never allow them to return to what they used to be.
So when I first saw this, I was like, you know what? This has to be AI. No way Ross Creations would do something like this and post it on the internet, because you know these days they do crazy shit with AI. I mean, we just saw Peggy Watson with the Island Fuckboys and Jack Epstein the shithead. We saw them all with their clothes off, doing probably naughty things together. But too bad for them. That wasn't AI, and neither is this, even though I know Ross probably wishes it was. So you guys remember that movie we all loved growing up, The Goonies? And Data, you know, the cream of some young guy, he went around to set up booby traps to catch that fucked up piece of shit family, the Fratellis and that Sharmuta mother of theirs, because they were greedy coming after them.
I'm setting booby traps. Booby traps. That's what I said, I'm setting booby traps in case of anybody's following us. Like if we're toddlers, so we can hear them coming.
Well, Ross decided it was a good idea to not set up a booby trap for a fucked up family, but for a poor, innocent possum. I mean, what did that possum ever do that you wanted to set up a booby trap to fuck with him? So Ross, you know, he went and set up this whole elaborate booby trap where the possum comes around like a, you know, innocent thing looking for a piece of food.
Oh, what do we got here? A possum. You are going to Mars.
And instead of the food, he gets launched in a slingshot that launches him 30, 40 feet in the air.
Oh my God!
And Ross, like an asshole, sits home on the couch watching, waiting to see what happens to the possum when he hits the ground.
Bam! He just walks away. Oh man.
What did you think was gonna happen, you asshole? And how is this in any way comedy or a prank? Because I don't see anybody laughing. And like I said, what did that poor possum do? Possums, all they do is they go in nature to get rid of bad shit. You don't treat them like they're a piece of shit.
Possums aren't even really pests either, by the way. Only like farmers consider them pests because they do like go after like eggs, chickens and stuff like that. But for just an average, just ordinary person, possums aren't really pests. In fact, they actually do a lot of pest control for you. So him just targeting possums to launch and kill them is unhinged.
And the thing is, how did Ross see what he did, right? And think it was a good idea to post this on the internet for the whole world to see? How did he think people were going to feel about it? And now there's countless videos of people pissed off at this asshole. And his Instagram comments, they're all really bad. They're all pissed and can't believe that this asshole would stoop to these levels for views. So like I was saying, Ross has been known his entire career for creating funny videos where he's not harassing people and people were laughing with him. You know, that's comedy. That's what comedy is all about. But how did he think that going and fucking with the innocent possum that probably isn't around anymore after he did what he did to him, how did he think that was a prank and that would go over well? And I never thought, you know, that I'd be making this video about Ross for those reasons, but also because we have mutual friends behind the scenes and he's done a lot of good things for them, generous things. And this just shows you, you know, we live in a day and age where people, it doesn't matter big or small, they'll do anything for views. These clips, these reels, these bullshit TikTok, right? People, you see them 24 hours a day on your feed. They do anything for attention, for views, and they throw out all their dignity, all their morals out the window because the only thing that fucking matters is getting that attention any which way they can. And now Ross, he's just another example of that. No matter the views, no matter the attention he has gotten for years, it wasn't good enough for him. So I want to see what you guys have to say, you know, what your feelings are towards this, because for me, you know, animals have been such a big part of my life and the happiness in my life. You know, I wouldn't trade my animals for any sharmutas that ever came in, because you know what? No matter what in life, they're always happy. They're always there to see you. They're always in a good mood, you know, and you never want to see them hurt because, you know, when you deeply think about it, right? They're innocent. And what Ross did is unacceptable. And again, I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say.
I expect a level of, like, unfathomable degeneracy, but with Ross Creations, I don't think I would have ever predicted he'd be someone to make a video like this.
Like nobody ever goes into. Nobody's ever really trying to tap into the like animal abuse content market, and it just makes absolutely no sense for a YouTuber who's established, who's making a ton of money from YouTube and is well liked, to do this.
And babe, can you do me a favor? You remember that white dress? The one that looks like Basic Instinct that I love so much, nice and tight on your legs? Can you wear that for me? Alright, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. And she don't know. With this, I'm gonna look like a monster tonight. She's not gonna be able to resist me from this shit. When I go out with the Sharmuta, my muscles better be pumped before I go out. And I finally found the right product to do it. Click the link in the pinned comment and use my code for up to 15% off. Don't be a bitch. Guys, thanks for watching. Please hit like on my video.